Hey everyone, the Turkish Super League is back this week with another exciting round of matches. I have got my betting pick ready, so let's dive straight into the K games. But before we get started, let's quickly check how we did with last week's predictions. We have completed first week of the Turkish Super League, and even though it was just the opening round, it wasn't a bad start at all. Last week we shared our predictions for 6 matches with you. First match was Gaziantep Football Club and Galatasaray. Our first bet was Galatasaray over 1.5 goals at 1.40 odds. Galatasaray won 3-0, so this one landed. The second bet was Galatasaray win and over 2.5 goals at 1.83 odds, and that also won. Second match was Samsunspor Gençler Birliği. My first pick was Samsunspor to win or draw at 1.22 at Trabzonspor won 2-1, so it landed. My second pick was Trabzonspor over 1.5 goals at 1.83 at, and that also landed. Third match was Antalyaspor Kasımpaşa. The first bet was total over 1.5 goals at 1.40 at, which landed with a 2-1 final score. The second was a bit of a fantasy pick. This one didn't win, but we will continue to give such a high at picks occasionally for fun, placing big amounts on them. Fourth match was Eyüpspor Konyaspor. We had Eyüpspor to win or draw, but Konyaspor surprisingly won 4-1 away, so this one didn't land. At the start of the season, such surprises are normal. New managers, new players, and new systems still setting in, so we need to wait several more weeks. Fifth match was Çaykur Rizespor Göztepe. Our first bet was total over 1.5 goals at 1.25 odds, and Göztepe won 3-0, so this bet landed. We also suggested over goal 2.5 at 1.80, which also landed. Last week, last match was Trabzonspor Kocaelispor. We predicted Trabzonspor over 1.5 goals. It was 1.69 odds, but Trabzonspor won only 1-0, so it didn't land. Actually, they had chance to score 2 goals, even first half, but couldn't convert. Last week, we gave 9 betting tips for 6 matches, and using 7 of them won. Of course, I am not accounting our one fantasy bet. That's a solid success rate. But please remember, we always say there is no guarantee these predictions will win. These are just our own opinions, and if you agree with them, you can consider using them. Also, I just want to let you know, for a small monthly fee, you can join our WhatsApp group where we provide personal guidance on which bets you might consider based on your budget. Last week, we achieved a 100% success rate in our WhatsApp group. Now, let's move on to this week. 9 matches are waiting us. I won't go into long explanations for our predictions because our main goal is to provide you with accurate analysis of the Turkish League from Turkey. As you have probably noticed, my English isn't perfectly fluent. You'd prefer correct analysis from me over fluent English with wrong predictions. So let's go to our first match. Galatasaray Fatih Karagümrük. There is a clear quality gap between these two sides. Galatasaray started the season in explosive form last week, while Karagümrük will be playing their first league game of the season. My safest bet here is Galatasaray to score at least 2 goals at odds of 1.25. I think not bad at all. But if you are chasing higher odds, I'd go for Galatasaray to score over 2.5 goals at 1.80. That's really excellent volume. Second match is Kocaelispor Samsunspor. Kocaelispor will be aiming for at least a point at home, so I expect a defensive approach. Samsunspor also tends to play more cautiously on the road. That's why my main pick is under 3.5 total goals, which is 1.28 odds. If you want to push it a bit, you could take Samsunspor win or draw at 1.42. Third match, Alanyaspor Çaykur Rizespor. Both teams like to attack. Alanyaspor will be pushing for 3 points at home, and Rizespor will want to bounce back after losing 3-0 to Göztepe last week. I am expecting goals in this one. My safer choice is over 1.5 total goals at 1.25 odds. For better odds, over 2.5 goals at 1.80 is definitely worth a try. Fourth match is Göztepe Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce coming off to huge 5-2 win over Feyenoord in the Champions League qualifiers, which secured them a playoff clash against Benfica. Spirits are high and their football looks very sharp right now. Göztepe, meanwhile, won 3-0 away to Rizespor, but two of those goals came to stoppage time. And overall, their performance wasn't overly convincing. My safe bet is Fenerbahce win or draw at 1.25. For those chasing higher odds, Fenerbahçe to score at least 2 goals at 1.75 looks great. Match 5, Gençler Birliği Antalyaspor. This is really hard for me. I'm waiting really tough match. You know, Gençler Birliği are new to the Super League and their first game they lost 2-1 away to Trabzonspor. In fact, their first shot on target only came after the 86th minute. I really still don't know what to expect from them at home. Antalyaspor usually perform well at home, but I also worry which kind of performance they will show us away from Antalya. Their manager Emre Belezoğlu also has a poor away record. Yes, they started the season well with a 2-1 home win against Kasımpaşa. Of course, still they have enough talented players at the score at least once here. That's why I am going to for Antalyaspor over 0.5 goals at 1.33 at. Sixth match is Konyaspor Gaziantep Football Club. Konyaspor made a flying start to the season, beating last year's strong side Eyüpspor 4-1 away from home. Actually, the team looked motivated and the new signings have already adapted surprisingly well. Gaziantep, on the other hand, started the season with a tough fixture, a 3-0 home loss to Galatasaray. We can't judge them for this score, because Galatasaray and Gaziantep, there are such a difference. However, historically Gaziantep have struggled in Konya. In their last 9 away matches here, they have only won once. Konyaspor have won 5 of those games with 3 draws. Based on both the stats and Konyaspor's strong start, I think the Konyaspor win or draw bet at 1.28 odds is the right call. Seventh match, Başakşehir Kayserispor. Başakşehir played in the UEFA Europa Conference League midweek, drawing 1-1 at home with Viking after winning 3-1 away in the first leg, which was enough to advance. They will come into this match in the high spirit. Kayserispor, meanwhile, are dealing with serious financial problems and had to part ways with many players. Though they have kept a few key names from last season, yes, they have caused problems for Başakşehir in recent away meetings, but this season Başakşehir looks more prepared, having started their competitive games earlier thanks to European football. My pick here is Başakşehir over 1.5 team goals at 1.57 odds. I think this is really good. Match 8, Besiktas Eyüpspor. Besiktas didn't play in the league last week due to their European match being scheduled. Eyüpspor started the season poorly with a 4-1 home defeat to Konyaspor. The quality gap between these two squads is huge. One thing I have noticed, many of Eyüpspor's key players are over 32 years old, which clearly affects their pace and intensity. Their new coach also hasn't fully settled in yet. I believe Besiktas, who have prepared it well for the season and will have the backing of their home fans, will score at least twice here. My pick is Besiktas over 1.5 team goals at 1.48 odds. Also, not so bad. Yes, last match is Kasımpaşa Trabzonspor. Kasımpaşa lost 2-1 away to Antalyaspor last week. Trabzonspor won 1-0 at home against Kocaelispor, but could have won by a bigger margin while also giving away a few chances. Still, I expect Trabzonspor to be much stronger than last season. Paul Onaçu is back at Trabzonspor this year and he scored their only goal last week. With his high and strength, he causes big problems for the defenders and Trabzonspor seem focused on delivering crosses to him. However, Kasımpaşa are always dangerous at home and they can punish defensive mistakes like the one Trabzonspor made last week. Actually, I am expecting goals from both sides. I think the safe option is over 1.5 total goals at 1.20 odds. But if you want better volley, over 2.5 total goals at 1.61 odds, it's great choice. Yes, that's finished. And that wraps up our predictions for all the Turkish Super League matches on this week. I hope these tips help you, and let's hope for a winning weekend. As I always say, it's better to be a bit carefully early in the season because teams can surprise us. But after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it will be much easier for all of us. If you want more high-ad betting tips with high success rates, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Good luck, everyone.